We have some news just coming in. Salil Shetty, the Vice President in George Soros' NGO Open Society Foundations, walked with Rahul Gandhi on October 2022 during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, is what we are learning. In fact, these are pictures of George Soros' NGO's Vice President, Salil Shetty, who walked with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. The BJP says this shows nexus between the Congress and George Soros. However, as far as Congress on this controversy is concerned, they've been fairly quiet about it. They've said they've got nothing to do with George Soros. They've distanced themselves from George Soros. But what about these pictures? Salil Shetty is the Vice President of an NGO that is run by George Soros. And who then is George Soros? The man critical of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Talking about democracy in India, he's been in fact saying that the Adani allegations is something the Prime Minister has to answer for. He's also said that the troubles of Gautam Adani in the stock market would spur democratic revival in India, and Prime Minister Modi will have to answer questions. The BJP has gone all guns blazing against George Soros, saying that this is an attempt to break India. These are anti-India forces. George Soros' man, Salil Shetty, was seen with Rahul Gandhi during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, as is evident in these pictures. Congress says, we have nothing to do with George Soros. But what about Salil Shetty, the man who is the Vice President in an NGO that is run by George Soros? He's the head of it. It's called Open Society Foundations. Remains to be seen what the Congress has to say, but the BJP has said this speaks volumes of their nexus. The man on the right side of Rahul Gandhi on your screens right now is Salil Shetty. He is an aide of George Soros in the sense that he is the Vice President of an NGO that belongs to George Soros. This is run and controlled by George Soros. It's called Open Society Foundations. He walked along with Rahul Gandhi during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. This image that we put out for our viewers is from October 2022. The BJP earlier today called Soros' remark declaration to destroy India's democratic processes, saying that India has defeated powers. Smriti Irani went all guns blazing against those people who quote-unquote meddle with India's internal affairs. Mosmi has more on that. Mosmi, is this an embarrassment for the Congress, given that earlier they distanced themselves from George Soros, but these pictures tell another story, don't they?
So here you can see that Shehzad Poonawalla, in fact, pulling out a picture of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, where Salil Shetty has actually joined the yatra along with other members of the non-government organizations. There were plenty of them during the yatra, and he has asked, "Ye rishta kya kehlata hai?" Clearly, when the Congress is running a campaign called "Hum Aapke Hain Kaun," you know, Bollywood finds mention in the political slugfest. And here, you know, in fact, addressing Jairam Ramesh, Shehzad Poonawalla has asked some tough question, because Salil Shetty is the Vice President of the Open Society, and when he participates in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, the BJP thereby hinting there is a hand of Soros as far as, you know, Rahul Gandhi's entire flagship Bharat Jodo Yatra campaign is concerned, the yatra is concerned. So clearly, you know, the knives are out, the battle lines are drawn, and both sides are, you know, attacking on the front foot. We will have to wait and see how the Congress really responds to this one.
You know, I want to understand from you, if at all you've been able to speak to anyone, Mosmi. I know this story has just come in, but Salil Shetty, if he gets to walk along with Rahul Gandhi, and these pictures are put out by the Congress themselves, then what sort of association does he have with the Congress is the question I want to ask you, because there would be some sort of similarities when it comes to the ideology. Obviously, the BJP is going to pick this up, isn't it?
See, Sneha, the Bharat Jodo Yatra panned around across 4,000 kilometers, more than 14 states and union territories. And there were multiple NGOs that joined the yatra, multiple people from all walks of life. And I'm saying that because there were controversies over who Rahul Gandhi met, a pastor in Kerala, or a cow killer, or for that matter, the Tukre Tukre gang. So multiple controversies. Congress had its own answers and BJP had its own attack. So either side tried to, attack the other or give a counter offensive to the attack. But clearly on this one, the picture that is being shared, of course, Salil Shetty is walking next to Rahul Gandhi. We don't know in what capacity he is walking, whether Shehzad Punewala wants to allege that there is a nexus between the Bharat Jodo Yatra, the Congress campaign, and Salil Shetty, or the Open Society Foundation. One will have to wait and see what are the documents that Shehzad Punewala is coming out with. But the political battle is actually fought, as far as in India, is on perception. And there is a perception battle that the BJP and the Congress are fighting on as far as the Adani Rao is concerned. And here, the BJP, Shehzad Punewala, trying to score a political point by saying that Soros's remark, he thereby means that Soros's statement didn't come without any political malefice. I'm sorry, but
Yes.
in fact it came. I'm sorry, but in fact it came because there was an intention to demean the Prime Minister. There was an intention to demean the democracy of India, and he's hand in glove with Rahul Gandhi. But so the perception battle is being fought on that count. We'll have to see whether any facts, figures, or evidences really come up. But it's not always about evidences, Sneha, in politics. So I think this is more a matter of psychological warfare that BJP and Congress are fighting.
And of course of perception also, and that is something that the BJP is mostly for a very long time tried to build, isn't it? That anybody who speaks against India, speaks against the Prime Minister, is essentially trying to break India. This is a statement against India. If not so against the Prime Minister is the message. And Congress is the one stoking this all the time, is what the BJP says. Congress is with anti-India forces, is what the BJP says. They've tried to build this narrative.
Absolutely, and it's about also, as you said, that to build a narrative of what the Congress is standing for. And this is not the first time, I remember when Rahul Gandhi had met Chinese officials of the Chinese embassy, the BJP had called that out, and multiple times it has been, whether it's Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, and it's about receiving funding from sources, or there has always been an anti-national allegation by the BJP on the Congress, and this time round, Smriti Irani, it's come from the minister, one of the top ministers. She says that what Soros is saying is actually these foreign forces trying to undermine India's importance, political importance, undermine Prime Minister's importance, and in turn weaken the country. So this is a nationalistic plank that the BJP is trying to draw, and in that now you see how there's a cascading effect. First, the top minister Smriti Irani responds, and then you have multiple reactions from the BJP, and now the spokesperson of the BJP, trying to link the only big ticket campaign that the Congress has done recently, which they could actually, pat their back for, is Bharat Jodo Yatra. So now hitting out at the existence, intention of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, whether it was anti-national, funded by anti-national forces, is the big allegation that Shehzad Punawala in his tweet is trying to claim.